All right, welcome everyone to a brand new podcast, but this time it's a Singaporean podcast, not like the ones that you tend to see on YouTube. Usually British podcasters out there, right? So this brand new podcast will be called We Talk Bola, right? As to why we choose bola. Bola is the Malay word for ball.
Football.
So and
Yes.
yeah, we tend to use it as a slang to refer to football as let's kick bola or something like that in that kind of context. So yeah, I just wanted to give it a bit of a Singaporean flavor. Right, the initial idea was a little bit more plain, so to speak. So yeah, me and two of my friends here, we decided to start this podcast to give a platform for more Singaporean podcasters to maybe come into this space as well and evolve themselves. So we're mostly going to be talking about football, mostly European football, because the local football is kind of bland right now. So it's not something we want to start off with. We can get to local football in the future, but for now, let's talk about something that's a lot more followed. People know what we're talking about, rather than keeping ourselves holed up in our country. All right, so
That's true.
without further ado, that anyone wants to start their introductions?
All right, maybe let me go first. I'm Brian. I've been watching Arsenal, supporting Arsenal since 1996. My dad was the one who got me into the team to watch Arsenal. I've watched the likes of Paul Merson, Ian Wright, Dennis Bergkamp, John Hudson, to the likes of Thierry Henry, Robert Pires, Freddie Ljungberg. I've seen even Vieira starting off as a teenager to being the midfield general before the whole banter year started. And, we seem to be more interested in playing sexy football than winning titles. But hey,
Yeah.
it was a fun time watching the team play. We got to see great youngsters breaking through. And, being an Arsenal fan helped me to appreciate beautiful football. So that's me. Let me hand this over to my other co-podcaster, Saif. Saif,
Hi,
take it away.
I'm Saiful. First of all, I'm a United fan. Yes, I'm a United fan. I've been a fan since the beginning.
It's okay. We understand your suffering.
It needs to.
Yes, of course. Before the banter era, is that United was very strong. I first supported them back when I think it's believed around 1986. From the period whereby they won the treble to after that Ronaldo's timing itself, and then after that the remix seasons before until the era whereby you can see that now is the banter period. So
I mean, yeah,
I've
they
grown up.
celebrated
Correct.
number 20, and then what happened after?
Yeah,
Yeah, celebrated number 20 with Robbie Van Persie, right?
yeah. And before all this, actually, I've always been supporting them, not because of their style of play, all this kind of thing. I like the vet players. Like first growing up with players like Jeb Stem, and then following on to Beckham, and then after that to players like Hargreaves, Carrick, all this kind of thing. And then right now, you can see United is banter period. So we'll see how.
Bruno.
Right.
For me, is that I think my favorite word when I use football itself is that I think my friends will know about this, is that the moment Aguero. So period.
I remember.
That's
I was the
year
one.
United could have won that title, but then we lost to because of Aguero. So yeah. So yes. Of course, like I said, I'm more of a United fan, and I'm not a City fan. The noisy neighbors.
ouch.
Yes,
Noisy neighbours.
we are not doing well, but hopefully with time, of course, we can go back to where we are. But we're just going to chill and then just let the team go do their business right now. So yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to pass over to Chris. Chris, maybe we'd like to share more about your football background, understanding, all this kind of thing. Over to you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So my friends have done their introductions. Now it's my turn. Right. I'm an Arsenal fan. Have been so since at least I think 2000, thereabouts, so 25 years as a gunner. Right. Practically fell in love with Arsenal due to, I think, partly the kits as well. The kits are really nice. The red and white is simple. It's clean. It's very recognizable. Right, and the way the O2, I think, was it around the time
Yeah, O2.
when I,
Yeah,
when
O2.
I started supporting it. I think just before that was the Dreamcast as well, Sega.
Sega, yes.
Yeah, so it's around that period of Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, Sol Campbell, Ashley Cole,
Those
Thierry
eras.
Henry. So
Massive.
yeah, Henry. I think most of our childhood we looked at Thierry Henry as like that player we wanted to emulate even on the playgrounds as well. Such was his
Vavavoom?
such was his influence in the game. Baba Boom, that's right. Right there. Now a very prolific pundit on CBS Sport, especially and Sky Sports as well. Right. So I remember the highs and the lows, like the highs being like the invincible season. I was following the exploits throughout that season as well, and the lows such as the Champions League final loss in Paris in 2006. Oh my god, that was so sad. I stayed up to watch that
Oh
only
yeah. I watched it too.
to go to school the next day to face all the mocking
Oh, that's harsh.
yeah, the mocking comments of rival fans, like the United fans, the Chelsea fans, the Liverpool fans. They were all laughing at us like, I lost to Barcelona. I was like, I still maintain Eto'o was offside for that first goal.
He was.
Yeah, it's true.
VAR would
He
have
was.
given that to us. I mean, to be fair, Boye dived for the free kick that we scored from. So, but we were doing so well that night. I thought we could have won, honestly.
But hey, we were 10 men. We lost Lehman very early on,
Yeah.
and we still managed to get a goal against Barcelona. And mind you, the Barcelona team was pretty good.
Yeah, they had like Xavi, Iniesta,
Ronaldinho,
Oh,
yeah, Samuel Eto'o
Yeah.
at the time.
era, the way he
that was
plays,
great. That was one of the great teams.
and then you have
Yeah,
Messi there, young Messi.
Anyway, we digress. Let Chris finish his introduction.
It's fine. I think I'm just about done with it. So yeah, we been watching. I think so long of Arsenal, and now we have we're on a bit of a second banter kind of era. Not in the sense that we are playing horrible or doing extremely bad. It's just that other teams are so much better than us, right? Like the Man Cities, the Liverpools, they just been the two teams. Like it's like the United Arsenal angle in the late 90s, early 2000s, just before Chelsea started to come in. Like it's only these two teams that won the title in the last like 6 years or something like that. So I think 2 to Liverpool, 4 for City. So it's about right. I think it could be the second era of things. So hopefully we break it this season. Like we have fantastic stuff that we want to talk about, and that's right. We are going to talk about this is a perfect segue into last match week. So I initially the plan was to start at the beginning of the season, but we had
Sorry.
issues
Sorry,
like
guys.
timing and all that. Yeah, finally we got together to do this. So let's begin with maybe the bad stuff out of the way first. So we talk with much more joy later on. Maybe more positive things. I think the Manchester derby was the biggest game last match week. Right then.
Yeah, it was.
Disappointing 3-0 loss to Manchester United. Right, so would Saif like to give us an insight as to the season so far? And I know they beat Burnley as well a couple of weeks ago with a late penalty. So
That one was me. To put in okay, I don't know. We just started the season itself, but then it's been a mixed season in a way. You can see on the first game itself when we challenged again Arsenal, although we lost, but then in terms of their playing style, you can see it's clear cut. They are constantly finding ways to actually try to score, which is good. But then
well, it helped that Arsenal were horrible that day as well. Nothing
yeah, that's why I said is that it's
Come on, man! It was a
So
pre-season friendly.
yeah.
Right.
So,
but I mean, you have
to.
you have to put it in such a way that like I mean, while Man U did play well that day, that's undeniable. Right, they did threaten Arsenal on many occasions, but Arsenal nothing came off for them that day. On the opening day, it's like the ball didn't stick, passes didn't go where they wanted to, and they were just like. I think eventually the players realized nothing was going for them apart from the goal, so they just kind of set back. You can't really blame Arteta because it's in the players' minds as well. Oh, nothing is sticking. Let's stick to basics.
Only the start of the season, so it's
No, guys, I think if you want to blame anybody, let's blame the fixture computer.
Yeah.
Why would you put such a big game as the first game of the season?
Yeah,
I mean,
I,
it's
I
just
still I still think that's a disgrace, to have such
right.
a huge fixture like right
Exactly.
as the first game. It will be okay with like a September fixture or something, which usually is the case.
Yeah, when teams are running like teams are
It's
playing to
very
form, and then you
fine,
get a
right?
game like this, it'll be fun. But having such a big game at the start of the season, oh man, that was such a pity.
Yeah,
I mean,
tell me about it.
if it's such a big game at the start of the season, both teams are gonna be a bit cagey. It's like first 20 minutes is
Of
gonna
course.
be very awful. It's not just it could be that however experienced they are, there's some nerves with the magnitude of the occasion. It's what I look at it as. But it's a traditional like well-known competitive rivalry stemming back to the years of Wenger and like
Ferguson.
Ferguson right back then.
So like,
Anyway, let's
but
bring
you
it
look
back
at
to science.
you look at this
All right,
season itself.
let's
You can see
okay.
that we
Okay, let's bring it back to the 3-0 loss. Like, I guess
Yes.
there are positives to take from that, but I think not many,
I wouldn't say
unfortunately.
there's a lot of positive. I would say it's more of question marks about everyone's playing style. If you look at it, the team itself, yeah, we've been playing this tactic of the 3-4-3 for a while. Or you can say is it three
It's
maybe
more like
five
a 3-4-2-1, to be honest,
yeah,
because like the
three
the
for
the
one.
white the
It's
white supposed white man in the 3-4-3, they're like more of a number 10, right? And
Mhm.
Wilmo as well as Mateus Cunha, they
Yeah.
tend to drift inwards, like they like to be more central.
Yeah, if you look at the team itself, okay, maybe we can just look at the team and how we play, and then from there, maybe I start from the back all the way to the front.
Okay,
Um,
let's do that. Yeah.
if you look at the back itself, you're playing back three. We
Yeah,
have
more of how they play against City, of course. Like on and that they did try, right, to build from the back.
yeah, they tried to beat the weak from the back, but then I guess there are certain players that are not comfortable of how to build from the back because
Who who would be those players that are not comfortable to be on the back, in your opinion?
I would say
Oh,
Shaw is one that is the weakest link of the three because
uh-huh.
if you look from the previously, he was more of a what we call this a fullback or wingback, and he's converted to a
Oh,
centre back.
sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
For a person who's always been bombing from the left side or the right side and then switching over to the centre, you can see is that he doesn't have the instinct of a centre back because he doesn't know when to push back or when to run back, when to mark certain players. He wasn't that kind of player back when he was playing as a fullback. So for him to be transitioned to a centre back, it's a bit of a challenge. You can see is that of all the three, the most comfortable is Lenny Euro,
Yep.
and then followed by you can see after that is will be Delete.
I mean,
But
on the
Delete, if you
subject
look
of
at the game
Shaw,
itself,
on the subject of Shaw, right, you can you
if
can
you look at
compare
him,
with
right,
Calafiori, I suppose, because like centre back can play like left back, but I feel like
No,
in terms of
I don't think comparing with Calafiori is a good comparison. I think Shaw is a very traditional fullback.
yeah,
Like I think like what we've agreed when we have our conversations, Saifu and Chris, is that Calafiori is a master of chaos.
yeah,
He tends to be everywhere and
yeah,
anywhere.
he's
yeah,
an agent of chaos for sure.
Wherever he is, yes, he's an agent of chaos. Yes, that's the word you use. So yeah, I think it's a very different comparison. I don't think you can compare Calafiori and Shaw as two very similar
No,
players.
I'm trying to put of like a tales of contrast more than comparison, because like
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because Shaw doesn't understand the centre back role, while Calafiori actually does. If he has to sit in a centre back role, you can see clearly when I mean last season sometimes he looked defensively suspect, but I think it's more of he didn't get to play that much last season. He was like mostly injured.
yes.
Got like picked up funny injuries like in internationals and all that, like on with Italy, then came back injured and then never really got a run. Now he gets a run in the team and he's like displaced Miles Lewis Kelly completely.
To be blunt, I would rather say is that he doesn't. I question mark how on earth is he still in the club after almost a decade in the team. So
You sure?
Yeah.
Really?
to me, it's a question
I
mark.
think he's one of the most highest paid players as well, right? In terms of like the
So
wages. Yeah, hard to get wages like that often.
Yeah,
I think a
so-
lot of players like get to United, they get a big pay packet, stuff like Sancho. It's hard to get rid of them.
I
You
guess
can't move them.
if you look at the team itself, it's there are players from Van Gaal's era, there are players from Mourinho's era, and then after that, there's players from what we call it, Solskjaer's era, all this kind of thing. So to put it in simple momentum is that it's not all players suit certain style. And then now that they are trying to rebuild, which I agree, I'm very thankful what they did for the transfer window is of clearing certain players that they don't fit or maybe don't align with what the club's doing. I'm fine with that. But then before you want to play, if let's say Amorim want to play a certain tactic, they have to see whether it is suiting certain players.
That's
for
true.
Now, for clear cut, for a fan, for a person who has been supporting Man United for a long time, it doesn't fit the style of play with the current players that we have right now. So if maybe about 2-3 transfer windows, yes, we can see Amorim have his playing style of implementing of certain styles. But then at the moment, you can see there's so many players that are mismatched on certain roles. Like you can see that, like what you shot just now, Shaw. And then after that, I can talk about, maybe you want to talk about Bruno Fernandes. He's from number 10. Now he's playing more of a holding midfielder, which is not his strong point. And then after that, you can also see players like Ahmad, who is actually more of a winger, but he's converted to a wing back. And then after that, you also have players like, who else you can say? Menu, for example, right now, who is can't even break
Menu, yeah, he can't even get into the team right now.
He is a very good player. However, because of Amorim wanted to play him behind who is Bruno, his playing time is limited. So for certain games, I would rather see Menu to be playing in the midfield side, whereby he can actually dictate the players, and then I would rather have, for example, Bruno to be at the number 10 goal behind the striker, because that is where his strong points are.
Yeah,
he
I
can be
understand where
very
you're coming from, yeah.
He can be very, what you call this, unpredictable when you go to the play number 10 role, because the amount of creativity he can do that. But then if you're putting him on the midfield itself, he can't do that. Once his body language turn and by he's frustrated, you can see the whole playing style just break. So yeah,
I think we saw some passages of play in the game, and I think let's get to the first goal. Like United were not defending very well in the first goal as well, because I think it was created by Jeremy Doku going down the right side.
It was created by Doku.
Great header from Phil Foden. I think was very instinctive there. He saw the ball coming, he placed it in the corner. Very well placed header. Very poor defensive positioning from MU though. Like they just allowed. Nobody wanted to put a challenge in. They just let Doku dance through.
So I can for that goal itself, I can pinpoint 3 players. Number 1, look at Bruno. He was there. He let, somehow you can see is that.
Oh yeah, he was the one who let Phil Foden run off.
And then before that, maybe I'll go even further before that cross. You can see Shaw let Doku run through.
Yeah.
Shaw
just stuck a lazy leg out and just let him.
And then after that, the main one that I think is that for all us United fans has an issue right now is the goalkeeper, Bayanda. You can see his positioning was way out of way far right, more to the right side rather than central.
He's not on his toes enough to anticipate. I'll be honest.
If he is at the center and then he has to dive all the way to where, I believe he could save it, because you can see he's reaching there. But then because he was positioned poorly, that led to that goal itself. So it's a bit of a pain of all the players itself. All these small errors that lead to this kind of goals. And then the moment you see that goal starts, you can see everybody having playing chickens already. You can see everybody just, they don't know what to do. Everybody trying to
that's true.
become indisciplined already. Because you can see after that in the game itself, the moment Man City has figured out how to play against us, it's just a breeze for
they basically bypassed Man U's midfield, like they weren't there. And then that's the second goal as well. Like what were they doing, trying to play out from the back from there and then leading into the.
If you look at it,
that was bad. Yeah, that was really bad.
There was one, like the second goal, the Haaland chip, I think was like really bad. Like, and then they were just diving in for no reason.
Not only that, if you look at that goal itself, it was a mistake for Bellandia. He could have easily got Man City second goal from Haaland. Yes, he managed
Yes.
to rectify his error, but then you can see from there on, the team is unsettled because if let's say the goalkeeper cannot be commanding, he won't be able to command the three players. Oh, you do this, you do that, you do this,
Yeah,
play
but
at this back.
I think Haaland's goal is a show of why he is the top Premier League marksman in like the past three seasons. It's like I think was it 96 goals or something like that.
Yeah, now he is. I can't remember exactly, but then his amount of goals is almost the same as his appearance for the team.
Yeah, it's I think similar to what Kane is doing in Bundesliga as well in terms of record. But yeah, that's a great finish though. Like, he chipped the keeper. I know sometimes people say like the keeper could do more. It's like the striker dinks him really perfect. It's a goal.
I think we should not take credit away from the strikers, especially when it's due, because I think sometimes they make the difficult very easy, and then we as armchair analysts, we think it's the keeper's not doing enough and all. But let's not take the credit away from them where it's due.
Yeah, it's a great finish. Like technically one of the chips. Yeah, that you would want.
See is that if you now I would say, okay, as much as I don't like to talk about our noisy neighbors, but then you see how they played themselves. So, for example, they bought what do you call this Donnarumma. The shot.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. We'll get to.
We will get to Donnarumma or as some people call him Dollarumma soon.
Yeah,
but
I mean, okay, let's talk about Donnarumma. He's a Champions League winner from last season. 26 million.
Yes,
move from Manchester to Manchester City.
From Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
Funny fact about it, just to let you know, I just found out also when I was watching the what you call this, the pre-games and after matches or post matches of.
Yeah.
Apparently, Peter Schmeichel had been talking to Donnarumma for quite a while, trying to convince him to join Man United since last year. He came in, press, but instead of joining United, he joined City instead. So, I can't believe he.
I mean, to be fair, Schmeichel also played for the blue side as well.
Well, I mean, he's in Manchester, right?
Yeah.
I mean, can you blame him though? He's Danish, so he doesn't really feel like he grew up hating Man City or the other side hating Man United, that kind of thing. So back then, anyways, true. And it wasn't a direct move anyway. He went to Lisbon for a while before coming back.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, to pivot back.
What a great save from Donnarumma! Like that's the type of save you buy keepers for. He's not great with the ball at his feet like Ederson was, but fantastic save from them. A great hit by Mboma. I thought it was I think it should have gone in, but Donnarumma did pull this kind of thing off like against us in the Champions League last season as well in the semi-final. So yeah.
You can see that the shot from Mboma was very good, but then somehow he managed to save it point blank twice. So
fantastic save.
He shows the quality.
Yeah, and I think that probably would have turned the complexion of the game if Mboma would have scored. But Haaland decides to end it with the third goal. And what a third goal was, right?
Let me talk about that third goal. Like how did United get caught so high up wanting to press?
That was so bad.
He ran forward. And Amorim has a habit of pushing the defense all the way to the midfield line, which to me
you can only play like that if you have defenders with enough pace to get back. But then again, when Haaland runs past you, you're not getting back, man.
Only that you sub our fast-paced defender Uyoro with Maguire. Maguire have a very slow pace. You have the lead as well. As much as he's a good player, he doesn't have that much pace either. And then after that, you have another defender who is Shaw, who is also an injury-prone player who can't run fast as he used to be. So how can you play a line so high up?
And he's not even offside because like he ran from his own half.
Yeah, exactly. He broke away from his own half, and not only that. I mean, we know how good Haaland is when he goes after this type of balls because his pace is incredible. The moment he gets past you, that's it. He's gonna beat you to it. He's gonna get to the ball, and with that composure he has and the way he's scoring at the moment. I mean, he notched 5 for Norway in the last international break.
I think we all saw that.
I'm looking at this from this perspective, and seeing that he's in the form of his career right now, with the way he scores, I think giving him a chance like this, he's not gonna miss it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
mean, we talk about the offensive side, right? But Haaland, one thing that he did a lot, I think he had highest clearances, I think, in the game.
Yeah,
He ran back. You see the difference between mentality for Man City, whereby regardless whether they're a striker or not, they're willing to run back and just
Yes,
do
yes, yes. That's
And
I think
after
it's
that,
really important, very important in the modern game actually. With the the
But then you look
desire,
at-
right? The desire.
You look at United. The moment they lose the ball,
Head down.
they can't even chase the ball.
Head down.
They just ran down, and then you can see. And then I am gonna go back to that one player again, Bruno. The moment he conceded, you can see his body language, his hand running around, and then he's
That's
aiming
not a captain for me. He should not be Manchester United captain based on
it's
those
just
behaviors.
it's just throwing a strop.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
what
like
he's doing.
We Arsenal fans should know. Couple seasons back, when we lost the ball, the hits went down straight away.
it's bad right now. It's like as much as we have the players to change certain style, but then it's not doing good enough for us fans because there's too many things that is still question mark. Yes, you have a very good transfer window whereby you bought quite a number of players that we need to, but however, we are still lacking on certain players that we know for sure that without what we call this reinforcement, we have been worse. Look at the midfield itself. You can see City just ran through the midfield like there's nothing there. You can't and then somehow you look at the goalkeeper itself.
True.
The goalkeeper itself, for me, straightforward, is a panic buy. Although yes, they say that they bought Lemons they've been tracking him for quite a while, but then you buy it on the very last day, it is a panic buy. And then right now is that we need a leader. They could have gotten Mbeumo, or you could have gotten Donnarumma. You could have gotten who else? Who's that? Aston Villa goalkeeper, I forget.
Martinez.
Dibu. Emiliano Martinez.
Yeah, Emi Martinez.
But then they decide to buy a younger generation. Yes, I have no problem with that. But then if you buy a goalkeeper, why are you not playing him straight away and let him test and see what he's made of? You have
Donnarumma, I think practically played like right after coming in as well, right?
Came in a few days ago and just came in and just see what he can do. Why can't Amorim do that for yourself?
And then I think United came into the game after like the last 15 minutes. Like was about Man City already took off the foot off the pedal already at that point, and then I think Bruno Fernandes had a small chance at the towards the end, like he missed. It might have been offside. I don't know.
It's too late in my opinion. It's by then it's too late. Because
I think Casemiro also had a chance, right?
Casemiro had a chance, two chances.
Yeah, and I think he missed it with an open net.
Yeah, just I think that ball came in
really bad.
Not a good performance for last week for sure. Our fantasy teams, I think some of us suffered as well. To be fair, I didn't pick any Man U players, so I think I was okay.
I had
anything of them.
I had early Haaland in my team, so I did pretty well. I just captained the wrong person, which was unfortunate.
I think whoever captain Haaland last week, you guys, I think explode. Not me.
No, I didn't captain Haaland. Unfortunately,
I picked Gyökeres because like he's cheaper. Haaland is so expensive for the heck.
I picked Enzo Fernandez, which was not really a good move. Chelsea didn't play very well, but I think he got 2 points for defensive contribution, but that was about it. What a waste.
I mean, okay, let's pretty much done talking about the City game. I guess we can come back to the City thing again because we Arsenal playing them this week as well. But Man United playing Chelsea this coming weekend as well, right? What are your thoughts, Saif?
I think it's gonna be another challenging game again itself.
And the Garnacho narrative as well. He's returning to United.
He will bomb up the wings and then try to score without a doubt. And then he will come there and prove a point whereby you have a quality player, but then you missed it because he is so rigid in focusing what he thinks is best. But then to be honest,
a bit of was it the narrative was that he wanted to stay in the Premier League so he could prove United wrong or something like that. Right?
Wrong, for sure.
Yeah.
think more of not United, more of Amorim himself. I think he wants to show that he
Yeah, okay, fair.
is better. But then, if you look at it yourself, he does. So if you were to talk about that again, if he's gonna be a player, then he has his limitations. Yes, he is good running forward. He's good exploiting the wings and then trying to score. But then,
Yeah.
in my opinion, with the current style of play that Amorim wants to play, he's a bit too selfish. If you
Okay,
look,
okay. Understand.
he's too selfish in a point whereby
I mean, you're not exactly wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
he could have just either cross it or like maybe a true ball through the midfield. But nope, he always want to go and shoot. So
Yeah.
the talent is there. But then I think
Without a doubt, yes.
Yeah, I think
it's just
maybe attitude sometimes
a bit
questions about his
weak at the
attitude, yeah.
moment. Not gonna lie, City has. Chelsea has really quite a very good talent.
Yeah,
But then
Chelsea been farming youth players for like
I'm actually thinking that because they lost Liam Delap, because of injury, watching them play against Brentford, they were a little bit within themselves. I think João Pedro plays better as a 10 than as a main striker.
Yeah.
So I think when João Pedro plays, he drops a little too deep, and I think Brentford managed to keep a very nice line to hold off the Chelsea attack.
the back
Yeah,
line
so
was great.
I'm wondering this weekend whether they will put him as a 10 and play someone ahead of him. Maybe Maguire coming back from Sunderland, or maybe even Tariq George, which I think came on in the second half as a substitute. So I think it'll be very interesting to see how it will play out. I think for Menu, they really have to sort out the way they're approaching the game. If Amaran decides to die on the hill with his 3-4-2-1, then
I don't know.
I think it'll be a very, very interesting game.
You can die on the
Draw
hill,
on
but
neutral.
no, you can die on the
Draw
hill for
neutral.
sure. But you need to make sure you're king of the hill as well.
He's not gonna be king of the hill at the current way he's going. It's not gonna happen.
You can see
I
that.
like the identity, but the stubbornness and
the player doesn't fit his tactic. I mean,
inadaptability to.
yeah.
I understand he wants his style of play, but you need time for that. You know, he's running short on time because they gave him half a season. I don't know if he's gonna be here at the end of the season as well. That's the thing.
Rumors have it he might leave. Now already,
I'm actually not entirely surprised, to be honest. But I would say that I'm just wondering whether is he gonna go first or will he be asked to go? Yeah.
I have a feeling with the current board, the current owners, he has a trigger finger of just when he thinks his time is up, his time is up. He's willing to pay the amount of money when Ten Hag goes, sign a contract not a few months before he got sacked. So
I think United's issue is more of like it's all fine and dandy if he wants to get Amorim out of the club, right? Want to change a new manager. Who is gonna take the job? Who's gonna take United to like a decent table finish? That's the problem. I don't think there's anyone on the market right now.
Yep. Unfortunately, Jose Mourinho has already been hired by Benfica. I would think that he'll be a good, maybe one season manager, but not everybody agrees with me.
I think we can agree that United is gonna have a tough time, right? So that's
the only thing I would say is that if they say the board has a project they want to do, they have to stick through it, and they have to back the manager itself. If you buy a player that doesn't fit the manager style, it's gonna go back and forth over and over again. So if they want to go and play, if they say they really want Amorim to work,
sure.
They should back him up. Right now is that I think the only issue that he has right now is to get that midfield sorted out, because that midfield is a problem, which he's been demanding for a midfield for quite a while. But
they went and got 3 attackers instead.
Yeah, so 3 attackers. I don't see the need for them to get 3 attackers, because why is that?
I mean, before we move on from menu for the next part, right? I just want to ask the question at least to United's fans' perspective here.
Sure.
Do you think that they went for Šeško because they heard Newcastle were about to go for him as well?
to be honest with you, I have no idea. You can see from the first.
Yeah, because like I feel like here, hear me out, okay? The Sesko thing feels like because Newcastle also want the challenges for European places, so they are like, okay, let's kind of like stop them from getting their target because they've had a horrendous window, Newcastle.
We kind of technically through the players, to the transfer window players that he wanted to chase.
Yeah, so it's just like just taking a target away from Newcastle United. Feels like, I think, at least.
I guess to put it into perspective is that at first they wanted to get Gyökeres, but then Gyökeres went to, as you know, to your team.
Yeah, Gyökeres always wanted Arsenal. I think that was the entire thing.
I'm not really sure about that, but then who knows how the conversation goes about, because according to reports, Amorim has been talking to him all throughout the window itself. The moment Arsenal came about, of course, the chances of him playing Champions League is the one that actually attracted him the most. So yeah, and then after that,
he pulled out everything to he did everything. He left everything behind in Portugal, like completely cut them off just to come to London. So yeah,
just to push
we'll talk about him later. Yeah, for sure.
Then after that also, that's where Sesko came about. I think Sesko was actually a player that Arsenal was looking into, if I'm not wrong, because there were earlier in the transfer window.
I think it was price tag that stopped Arsenal from going for him. They were asking for like 90. United ended up paying 80, which was still too much for him, I think.
Yeah,
he hasn't had a great start as well, for United. So.
But don't you think that Sesko feels very much like a Højlund 2.0?
Yes,
a project player that.
No. I feel like he's not gonna be as.
No, I wouldn't say he's exactly like Højlund, but then he has. I think if you were to look at his trajectory career, he is way better than Højlund. But then the problem is that he's lacking the services to be a quality player as he is right now. Because if I were to put it at Arsenal, Sesko himself, I think he will do well because he got the services that he needed.
All right.
Actually, not really true, because I feel like Arsenal has been without a centre forward for so long that to bring a centre forward into will actually make it very difficult. I'm not even certain, even if Sesko had joined Arsenal ahead of Gyökeres, whether things would be different. To be very honest with this, I think you can contradict me if you think otherwise, but I feel that we still play without a 10 very well. Without a 9 very well, yes.
Yeah, I think that's how the team was built. But then if you look at the the contribution from other players itself to the strikers, you can see is that they need a vocal point. You can see Gyökeres has been scoring in stones.
On the subject of Gyökeres, let's move on to Arsenal Forest, great 3-0 win. What are your thoughts, Brian?
You can see how well he played. So for the game itself, Gyökeres scored, I believe, right? So maybe for Arsenal fans out there, go and share your points.
Okay, my biggest problem right now is Eze is out of position. I don't think Eze is a left winger. I think he's a 10. I think he's an 8. I still feel that he's an 8. It's not. I don't know about you. I think he's an 8 or a 10, but I don't think he's a left winger. Because when I watched him play against Forest, I watched him play against Bilbao. I think he labors in that position more than he shines. Okay. But of course, I think both you guys have different opinion about him. Madueke has been proving everybody wrong. Now even the people in the Emirates are saying, which is a very nice thing.
What was that? Right? The petition to stop Arsenal from signing Madueke back in a couple of months ago when they were.
Of course, yes, I remember that was the thing. Yeah,
that was really bad for him. But I feel like he has the mental strength to contribute greatly to the cause this season.
I think he was having so much.
He won trophies with Chelsea. He won the Conference League last season, and then he. Not just that. I think the international break did very well for him as well. He played superb for England over the qualifiers as well for the World Cup. Then
he did. He did.
He had the entire the freedom of the right side. The other day, I think he had the highest take on. It's like 5 successful take ons, 5 key passes, something like that. And what was that? 5 chances created. Yeah. First.
And I think.
I think it was like one of five players to clock those stats since 17-18 actually. So crazy.
Take-ons? Yeah, I think I think Madueke is a very different player from Saka.
He's more
That's a
direct,
good
right?
thing.
He drives
Yes.
towards the byline. Saka is a little bit more. He will look
I
for crosses
think-
or passes inside.
I think if you look at our right wing, after Madueke, the next player also really, really direct is Bauman.
Dalman also, yeah.
Amazing at 15, playing first team, winning penalties like he did against Leeds.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah, we can talk about Dalman in another podcast because I think we will talk about him for probably an hour.
what a talent, right? What a talent!
Amazing
All
talent.
right, let's get to the I think it was
Yeah.
like the first
Christian,
goal for Arsenal
I think
against Forest.
I think before we go to the first goal, let me also give a shout out to Christian Mosquera for stepping in and playing as well as he does. I think
Incredible. I
he
think he
makes us
cost
forget
13
that
million.
we have William Saliba missing,
Yeah.
which I think is another really good thing because we tend to struggle without Saliba in the past 2 years. And look at the depth on the bench. We have Piero Hincapié, who
Yeah,
came out as a
Hincapié.
sub.
Mm-hmm.
We have the likes of Waneri coming in after Odegaard shoulder decide to not be good again, which is a key concern, I would say. This type of recurring shoulder injuries are not a good thing. But yeah, the depth is really amazing. And even Luis Kelly is kicking his heels on the bench this season because Calafiori is ahead of him. I think depth is really good. I say we have a really good solid depth. And yeah, let's get on to the first goal.
Yeah, the depth is a start of dreams, to be honest. I think United would have loved this kind of depth back on their end. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they would.
Yeah.
They only made like 3 signings in the end, so it's a bit rough. I think we made like 7, was it? That plus Eze.
No,
Yeah,
we made 8 signings. I think we made 8 signings.
Hincapié as well, because we had the
Yes,
outgoing
Hincapié came on very late.
Kivior was great for us, but I wish him all the best in Porto. Right, first goal.
First goal, what a
first goal.
strike by Zubimendi.
Oh,
What?
technically, one of the best volleys I've seen. But
Yeah.
I know a lot of people point to the deflection, but I think it didn't deviate that much. It just flew in.
The thing was this. When I saw the goal, the first thing I said to Chris was, that was very Scosy.
Yeah, I mentioned
That
it as
would
well.
have been the goal that Paul Scholes would have scored.
Yeah, United fans will remember the one in 2006-07 season against Aston Villa. He
Oh
hit it
my
from
goodness.
I think it's further out. The way further out is like 30 yards. That one.
Yeah.
This one's closer to 25. So
But the way he just bring it back into the corner of the net, that was amazing.
we signed him for breaking up play, not to score.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he scores his first and later on a fantastic second as well for Arsenal. So I think prior to the Zubimendi goal, we were a bit ponderous with the passing. And then there was the injury to Odegaard as well, and Waneri coming off the bench. Odegaard's hurting his shoulder again. Like, how I don't understand how he breaks his falls. He needs to work on that. Because this one is a bit. I guess you can't really blame me. You see the way he fell, right? There's no control. He's like completely up in the air. So crashing on your shoulder like that, not good. Hopefully, it's just like taken out because of precaution. Because this one doesn't seem as bad as the one couple weeks ago where he got it before the international break as well.
Yeah, and funnily enough, he actually played both games during the international break, right?
So I'm hoping he got the lead.
I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah, but to be honest, I say that losing the players that we have lost so far, like Saka, Odegaard, even
Saliba.
Gabriel Jesus is still on the treatment table. Saliba and Havertz, and we don't feel it. That is something we are not really used to.
The depth is something we used to associate with Man City, right? Not so much Arsenal.
Right,
right.
It's like, wow.
You can at least have 2 or 3 players covering each role, which is kind of good actually. You have a decent number of.
I think top clubs want that if they are going to go for multiple competitions as well. To be honest.
Yeah, that's true because. And I think even without Ben White, I think Ben White was also not available. I'm not mistaken.
He was injured as well. Yeah, I heard.
Aside Timbers at right back. Yeah, but amazing stuff. And yeah, I know. I said that Eze was not a very. I said Eze labeled very much in both games, but I have to give him credit where it's due, right? I mean, he gave the assist for Gyökeres on the second goal was a quick fire
I feel
start
like
to the second half.
the second goal was a little bit more what I want to see from Arsenal, what we used to see from Arsenal. A little bit more direct. In the past, I think Arsenal teams under Wenger also had this knack of playing like a nice straight long ball over the top of the winger, and then the cut back into the finish. Like a bit of Wenger goal, I guess. Like not really route one kind of thing. But the ball over the top is always nice. Like sometimes because they are trying to press really high, and then you expose their highline like that. And then I think Eze took a fantastic first time cross as well. Just put it on the
Yes, that was
it's not
really
an
good.
easy skill. I think he put it right where Gyökeres tends to attack as well. Finally, we have a number 9 who goes in and scores a goal like that. Fantastic, love it.
Yeah, but I think there was also, I think for this goal, it was a lot to do with Nicolo Savona, the right back that came on for Forest,
yeah.
totally misjudging the header.
He
was
who
like,
he coming from?
he totally fell flat.
Murillo was it?
Murillo.
Murillo.
I think it was Murillo. Yeah, he came on for Murillo. Yeah,
Murillo
because
pulled something.
I remember the first half, the right back was Neco Williams, and then he switched over.
Neco Williams did much better on the right side. He got cooked on the left.
It's not easy going up against Madueke in this type of form. I would say.
Incredible performance from Madueke, and makes us think about maybe we don't miss Saka that much this season. He can take a longer rest if he needs to. And then of course the third goal I think was made by a substitute. Leandro Trossard came on.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not an easy ball. He digs it out from nowhere, and then the desire of Zubimendi to get to the header, and then
and I think for Zubimendi he has scored. Yeah, I think he has scored as much goal as he scored this season, like he did last season for La Real, right?
First time in his career that he has scored twice in a single game. So you can see, we never bought him for this. It's just a nice little bonus, actually.
Yeah, of course.
Looking to be one of the signings of the season already, actually. Yeah, Zubimendi.
Yeah, but I think the depth. I think we can really talk about the depth because Declan Rice was even rested for that game. He only played 22 minutes. I think he was a sub as well.
But he created a couple of chances when he came on as well. Not too bad. I think keeping him fresh will be very important. We know his stamina, his endurance, but you always need a rest when you can get it. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I would like to bring this up to the table.
Mm-hmm.
What is Mikel Merino's best position?
Number 9. Number 9.
I mean, we bought him for dueling, but we seem to enjoy plonking him forward.
Okay. Jokes aside, for me, Merino's best game as number 8 came today. He finally felt like a number 8. Like not in previous games, he felt like it was also always on the weird
peripheral games, right?
It's not peripheral. It's always on the weird edge of being a 10. Or it's not quite the 8. He's not deep enough to be 8. He's not breaking a play. He's not doing. He's not breaking a play because he's winning duels higher up. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Maybe listeners will question why I say that Merino's on the peripheral games. It's because I feel that when he plays, he does not make enough impact sometimes. He doesn't impact enough in the final third.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really have an impact in the defensive third as well. That's why I say he's on the peripheral of games.
Felt like was as an 8, right? He was bedding in all this time for like 1 year already. But you can't blame him because when he came in injured last year, he immediately came in and got a shoulder injury.
True. The shoulder injury is a favorite thing for Arsenal players. Anyway, all jokes aside. Saiful, what do you think about Merino? What's his best position?
To be honest with you, I have not watched him that much because when I was looking more at the game, I was more focused on players like Madueke, Zubimendi.
The eye-catching ones.
They're too flashy to miss, right?
Yeah, if you look at, for me, is that I want to go give a good shout out to Madueke. You can look at him, how he played himself. When he came in, the way he bombarded himself through the wings, and then how to know when to shoot and when to cross. That's actually
Oh yeah,
good.
he
No,
created
that I disagree because I feel that Madueke does not know when to put the ball to the box.
Yeah, that
He
part, yes.
still doesn't know when to beat the
When
man,
you
and he still doesn't know when he should cut it and shoot. He doesn't seem to
look at
have
it,
that
right,
yet.
if he's playing,
no, he's improving for sure.
of how much of them is accuracy is of when to go and pass all this kind of thing. Yes, maybe his crossing not 100% good, but then the way he tried to make spaces for the team itself, that
Can
is
I
one
just say
thing.
he's what I was surprised that he was on corners because his delivery were okay overall. I think he had a good the earlier ones were good. Towards the end, he started to put couple bad balls in, but there was one where they didn't even beat the first man at the end. But that's a
Yeah, that
small
was just
nitpick.
terrible.
But he created one chance for Gyökeres as well, where Gyökeres I think hit the post, power shot, yeah, beating Matt Sells. Oh yeah, speaking of Forest, they did have one chance.
They had one chance.
Yeah, the
Yes,
one
they
where
did.
Chris Wood deflected the ball onto the post. It wasn't even a shot. He didn't even know the ball was coming towards his face or his chest actually.
That was I think that was a hopeful cross pullback by Dan and Doye. Then it hit off the chest of was it
Wood,
the chest
yeah.
or the head of Chris Wood?
Yeah, I think it was
Then the ball
his
went off the
chest.
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the only scare Arsenal had throughout. Big Ange has a lot to do. I think they lost to Swansea the other day as well in the cup.
I think it's going to take quite a bit of time for Ange to get his play style in place for Forest. So we'll likely see a very conservative Ange maybe for a few months to come. Maybe the one that won our North London rival their first European Cup in a long, long time. But yeah, I think it's interesting to see how things will be like. And I think for Forest, Nuno's departure was very acrimonious. But yeah, I think that is going to be another huge topic for another podcast as well.
Okay,
If we do get to it.
yeah, right. So let's move on to European football.
Okay.
Sorry, Saif, we have to put you on the substitute bench for this.
Doesn't matter.
No, I mean, you have things to talk about. I definitely can bring you in later on. We definitely
Yeah, definitely.
We'll try to cover more of like the Premier League games next week. I think this week we didn't really watch too much of it. To be fair.
Yeah.
Right,
So actually, Chris, we can bring Saif in. Saif, do you remember Man U visit to Bilbao or when Man U played Bilbao last season?
My God, yes. It's,
What were your thoughts on the game?
They watched Bilbao 4-0 or 4-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that the way playing style is like more on the defensive end, and then they are quite compact. They only play. I think is that when you look at them, like their plays is that if you isolate their wingers, they will struggle it off. That's what I think during play itself we did pretty well on that. But then I think we didn't play well when the moment we lose. Like I say, the moment we lose our heads, we just got lost through away. So yeah.
But one thing I noticed is like I think Athletic Club Bilbao, they have a tendency to
very strong defense.
No, they don't sit back. They will go at you. They don't care. They won't park the bus.
Push it through.
Yeah, they don't give a.
I'm not too sure about how they play away from home, but I know at home they are playing.
Yeah, at home definitely they push up. I think that was what cost them against United last season for sure.
United's, if remember the time when we played at their home itself, they are solid.
Yeah, the Sanmanes.
They are insanely strong when you play at home, but however they struggle away.
Yeah, they tend to have this fortress at home because like the fans and everything. So we beat them in the Emirates Cup as well, pre-season 3-0.
Yeah, we did. I remember.
We didn't expect it to be as comfortable as the other one. In the end, we had to get 2 fantastic goals from the substitutes. Actually, first time the pair of Arsenal substitutes have come off the bench to be involved in each other's goals. So I think for most part, great options off the bench actually. Right, Martinelli came on 36 seconds, scored practically with his first involvement.
I thought that the goal for Martinelli was a classic counter attack. That's what we have come to love about Martinelli.
We've seen this kind of goal before as well from Martinelli against other opposition in the Champions League.
I felt that it was a long goal kick from Unai Simon. The header won by Mosquera, flicked on by Rice, and then Trossard flicked it on further, and Martinelli just broke free from there and scored. That was pretty amazing.
That Martinelli was talked about as lacking in confidence. Didn't lack in confidence there.
Oh, that goal reminded me of the way he took his chance against Real Madrid. Very similar. The way
Yeah,
he just put that
it's a
finish,
similar position where he was running through as well, right?
he just put the finish underneath the goalkeeper. It was done very well. Very
Yeah,
well taken.
fantastic. Yeah, and the second goal as well, he beat his man on the outside, which we keep talking about how he needs to do that more. Finally gets his head up for once. Right, and then plays a good ball to Trossard, and then Trossard adjusts his feet, gets the ball into the net. Right, the keeper tried, but
I think we need to give more credit to Trossard. I mean, being under pressure in that position he was, and still taking his time like a dart player, finding where to put the shot, and then finally taking that shot and hitting it off the post and leaving Simon trailing about was quite a sight.
but I think this shows that Arsenal really have options on the wing. He had an opportunity to take out Eze and
But the thing
Madueke
was,
and still had.
yeah, that's true. But the thing I felt was that when we took out Eze, we actually found another gear. So I know I may not be very popular with my opinion, but I will not play Eze as a left winger.
Yeah, I feel like Eze is a 10 for me, for sure. Not a white player, but
I feel
he
that Eze does his damage when he's closer to the middle of the field. Maybe you can put him into a hybrid 8-10, 8 or 10 to play that position. But I seen him on the left wing as a little bit of a waste because our left flank is already so
Well stacked up already.
narrow. It's so narrow right now because Calafiori is anywhere at left back. He reminds me of what I used to call about Fabio da Silva. I would say he plays from left back. Calafiori really plays from left back.
yeah, he doesn't play at left back. He should definitely play
Exactly, he
from.
plays from left back.
But he gives so much dynamism, At one point, I was seeing him right back in Forest. I was like, what the hell is he doing there? But yeah, I think he disorganizes the opponent's formation by
That is
picking out
very
spaces where players don't really want to go pick him up because they're afraid of leaving gaps in behind. So it helps out a lot, and he's quite assured on the ball as well. One of the best to play out from that position. He's not a traditional defender, that's for sure. Very attacking.
Another thing. Shout out to Urian Timber. Another solid performance and right back. That cross or Gyökeres. Gyökeres could have scored,
I'm
but
of the
he missed
opinion
it.
that Timber is our best right back right now.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Got it out.
Offensively,
Without a doubt.
sometimes he can pick crosses that are not very good. Can still improve on that. He's still so young. We talk about him like he's a seasoned player already. And he needs to defensively monster, right? Monstrous mentality in defending. He dogged, always wants to win the ball, always not afraid to get physical, right? Physically strong. But sometimes his crossing can be a little bit underwhelming.
A little bit underwhelming is an understatement, but
his passing is better than his crossing for sure.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
He can definitely work more. In the past, I think we had Sanya. Sanya's crossing wasn't the best either, but he worked on it and I think became better at it. So I think there's always the chance of that. Yeah.
That is pretty true.
Right. So Arsenal hoping to also move on from the quite a successful week. Like I think was it 4 clean sheets in the 5 games they played this season already. Incredible.
Oh yes, the only time we didn't get a clean sheet was that loss to Liverpool, but superb free kick. Nothing more to say.
In open play, it's a clean sheet.
For the statistic nuts out there, yes. But yes, a loss is still a loss.
Right. So what's everyone thinking? Arsenal Man City this weekend. Hopefully can avenge Manchester
see.
United.
Actually, it'll be very interesting to see which Man City team turns up, because Man
I
City has
think we
been a
got a good
very
chance
Jekyll.
more. We got a good chance more than previous years for sure.
Yeah, because Man City has been very Jekyll and Hyde recently. But I think Donnarumma is a great addition. He'll probably probably have an important role in this game. Considering how this game will be very tightly matched up. It's at the Emirates, so I expect this to go in Arsenal's favor.
Well, we should
But
definitely go out
yeah,
to attack them.
it's always that barometer when Arsenal goes to City, they go to the likes of Chelsea this season. I think Chelsea is also in a good position to do something, to have a say in the title run. Liverpool especially, and even places like Newcastle. I think those are places that we really have to show our worth if we want to go from second to first. But
I
of
feel
course,
like
I'm
we
going
need
ahead
to
of
attack.
myself.
We need to attack more against the big teams rather than
Of
sitting back.
course,
Yeah, for sure.
yes. Generally, I would agree to that. And that is what it should be. But of course, coming back to the game at hand, as I would say, it depends on who Arsenal choose for this game. I mean, looking at the depth of players that we have, Arteta could easily make a change to where Eze plays, to bring Martinelli back into the team. Gyökeres and Marino were concerns because they had a cut. It was quite bad for Gyökeres. I think
Yeah,
he took a full
yeah.
he took a full header from Big Gabby. Must have been that feud from the season before. But all jokes aside, I would say the team very much picks itself.
Yeah,
But of
okay.
course, that is barring the return of Saka, Odegaard, and Saliba. Yeah.
I think Rice will start for sure against City. He's our best
Talking
midfielder
about
in
Declan
the.
Rice, I
Yeah.
felt Rice was a little rusty against Bilbao. Picking up the yellow card 7 minutes into the game was not very helpful, but Rice was very disciplined the whole time round. Yeah, the
Yeah.
only question mark is about Merino and where he will play and whether he would start. Other than that, yeah, I would agree. Rice will probably start the game.
Okay, let's try to bring Cypher back in. Marcus Rashford, two goals
Saif.
for Barcelona.
Wow,
Doing
the
well on
second was a
He
beauty, man.
Champions League without United again.
No, the thing is, like we had Højlund at the weekend as well, and then now Rashford in the midweek. Like the moment the United player leaves, they immediately do well
They
in
get
the new
better.
surroundings.
United right now is like a cursed place for a lot of just to
Man, that is harsh. That is so harsh.
Anthony.
I think they need
he's
exorcism
just,
over there.
Anthony came to Man United and become a spinning top, but then went to Betis and become
Betis.
what? I don't know how.
Yeah.
I think that's the joke right now. Gotani.
Good 30 years.
And after that, what,
I mean, looking at menu, you have what? McTominay plays so well at Napoli.
He's another boy. Man, Tommy was from a midfielder. I felt that he was played wrongly in the position.
Yeah,
And
it
yeah,
was.
If I'm not wrong, Napoli is playing more like closer to a 10.
He became nominee for Ballon d'Or. How far that pivot so far. And then now you also have Højlund, who was struggling to play at United, but when he came to Napoli, first game, debut goal.
I mean, we have Rashford Ballon d'Or season coming up as well, right?
I'm not going to put it too fast right now because I think it's only a few games in. Of course, if you look, as much as I'm not a big fan of Barcelona, but then they play to his strength. And then, however,
the first goal was not to his strength, though. What a header!
Yeah, yeah.
No, if you want to talk about his strength, the second goal is typical Rashford. The way he flashed it past the keeper, that was amazing. Oh my goodness! Wow.
It pains me to see our former players doing very well. Though I'm not trying to say bad about things about it. I felt that Rashford need a better place to clear his mind and enjoy his football again. And just sad to see that he's not going to be at United. I hope that he plays well elsewhere. Just don't go and hunt United back after that. That's all I can say. Because
what
he really is
the keeper's not going to save that. Yeah.
you need to have a better. He needs to be played at his strength. If you don't play through his strength, he will struggle. And then
That's
someone is
true.
that unfortunately is that English media have a habit of like really make a mockery of their Premier League players. So for him to be at now at La Liga itself to play freely without any distractions, I'm not sure whether distractions or say this without any people like mocking of him all the time. It's slightly better. So yeah,
I
of course,
think Barcelona brings their own set of problems.
yeah, that is another
But
thing.
yeah, I think let's talk about Barcelona in another podcast. That's another very
Yeah,
interesting
that one
topic.
is
Yeah,
another
yeah,
thing. I think we
Something
can
that we're going through. Yeah.
yeah. Then
I felt
let's
on the
let's-
side track, yeah,
uh,
United.
yeah, I mean, I saw the golden goal as well. It's like towards the end, like a great cross from Jacob Murphy, one of the best crosses of the ball right now in the Premier League.
Mhm.
Fantastic
Yeah.
variety. You can go high, you can go like the low cross as well. So
I mean, we
good
need.
goal.
I think we also got to give Eddie Howe credit with how he came out this window
Yeah,
over the whole Isak debacle, and then after that being
So
able to
yeah,
get
we'll have a bit of a short talk with Isak before we move. We end this
yeah,
as well. Yeah.
impressive. Yeah, I think Womade was a very good signing.
Yeah,
He's
Votamada, I
probably
think
going to be
he scored the header,
Watamada,
right?
sorry, yes.
Yeah, he scored
Yeah.
the header right, against the.
yeah, he's got to get it.
Yeah, he's not known for his headers, but wow. Thank you for correcting my pronunciation.
I was very surprised about him with the like he's 6'6" and the attacking midfield. I never seen that. I never seen that. 6'6" attacking midfielder is crazy.
Oh, yes, and I think he's more better well known for his skills on the ball than for his heading capabilities
Yeah,
because
but
his youth
he's off the mark.
coaches
He's off the mark. Big price tag to pay.
don't really read his heading. But yeah, let's just take a moment of the moment to think about Wisa also pulling the same stunt as Isak, getting his move to Newcastle and then after injuring himself.
I heard it's not bad though. The injury was like a little bit less serious than expected. It's like a few weeks instead of a few months.
Yeah, I think the biggest injury we've seen so far this season is Liam Delap's injury for Chelsea. And then it's until November. So hopefully we get to enjoy the players that have made the transfers this season, and we hope that they adapt to make the league better. And
Yeah, we
I
had
would say, yeah, probably
Liverpool are
for
enjoying a bit already of the transfers.
uh,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
speaking of Liverpool, let's talk about Liverpool. Okay, before as the final part, right? What the heck are they eating this season? Every game has been a last minute winner. 5 in a row.
This-
I don't think this is
this
sustainable.
cannot this is not sustainable. And honestly, I think while it lasts, it's good because it's going to mentally drain Liverpool. And they're already doing this so early on. I don't think it's sustainable.
Mhm.
They will start dropping points. They'll start drawing more.
Feels like a bit of like they bought the Leverkusen Juju along from 23-24.
You're talking about signing. You're talking about the signing of Frimpong and Verts, right?
Yeah.
But
like
Verts
they
is
brought over
really
the
really
Juju.
struggling. I feel that Verts is really struggling at the moment. He's not playing the way that we know he can do.
Much
And
better in the Champions League though. I have to say against
Yeah,
Atleti.
I would say that probably the adaptation to the English game is going to take some time for him, and
Yeah, for sure.
I would love to see Verts at his full potential because on his day he's a wonderful player to watch.
Yeah.
Putting aside all biasness of the rivalry of the team and just looking at the players themselves, I think Verts is a fantastic talent, and I hope to see him thrive in England.
True, that's true.
Yeah, and of course, I would love to see Sheshko get something out of his Man U career as well because I would not want to see a
he's
full of
got
violence,
potential to be
yeah.
one of the best nines in the world.
But potential
He-
comes from nothing if you can't develop it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
always the case, right? I mean,
we had stuff like that with United in the past. Like was it Makeda scored 2 goals? The 2 goals that won them the title and never played well again.
I think I think there was this interview I read recently about how Manchester United treat their youngsters.
Yeah.
They are bought in and they're expected to perform. And we have seen that time and time again with the players like Makeda, Januzaj. I think even the pressures of players like Højlund as well. Or
Because
even Ahmad
I think even the homegrown ones like Rashford, they are also under pressure to
or
especially
Menu.
even more so,
Yeah.
and because like they are Mancunian, you know, they are brought up there.
The
So
expectation is too high for a lot of our fans itself. As much as I think, as a United fan itself, we all can see is that a lot of them are very caught back, still lost in their
This is
history.
because of Ferguson.
Yes.
He
Yes.
brought a winning mentality, but it can turn out negative, and it has shown that some youngsters cannot bear the burden of wearing the shirt of Manchester United. The red.
Okay, I'm going to put out a
jersey is
very
too much.
unpopular opinion.
Sure, go ahead.
I think Man U is having an institutional crisis. I've seen this before with River Plate in Argentina, whereby they got relegated.
Yeah, I knew about that
I
as
think
well.
they're coming to a point whereby that whatever changes is being made, whatever they try to do on and off the pitch is just not working because it's so bad. I'm hoping it doesn't happen to a big historic team like Man U or Manchester United, I should say. And I'm hoping that they can bounce back and be one of the big names that they actually are. In all honesty, whilst I've been laughing and joking a lot with you guys about Manchester United's banter period, it saddens me to see that they are not the force they once was. And that is something that I feel needs to change.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say it's going to be difficult to change because there are things that is beyond the football team itself. It goes way further up than that.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely from off football and then spilling into the whole mood of the club itself.
correct.
very,
So because
very
there
bad.
are a lot of things there are a lot of factors on and off the field that needs to be looked into before they can actually go back. Because as long as they don't break away from what we from our difficult years itself, there will be changes of challenges. You can see is that it goes back years. So
Yeah, it's I think Ferguson was basically the glue that held everything together, and then the moment he
so
retired,
for him to
everything.
survive through that period itself, that especially the last few years itself,
Yeah.
because back then itself, when I first looked into that period itself, I wasn't really going to technically about what's going on behind the scenes, all this kind of thing. But after seeing
You were winning. That's why you didn't
Not
took
only
too much
that, I would
into
There
it.
was no need for it.
I think Brian will know more. This is like I will always say is that the last season itself, why wouldn't Ferguson retire and then for that? I think I said it a lot of time because and then ironically that year he really decided to retire and then we see the things that's happening behind the scene being more public. And then I question mark, I was like, oh, so these are the things that he was facing. But for him to stick true to his beliefs and stay winning until the last season itself, it's kind of good thing to a certain extent because then United fan can see, oh, this is what's going on. And then now
I feel like
we have to
one thing
appreciate.
about Ferguson, right, that a lot of people do not see or like as his main attribute, his man management, man. Amorim cannot man manage at all, and you can see the difference.
Yeah,
You can see that a lot of managers are
the
not
man
man managers.
managers who can motivate to like get the best out of even average players are the ones who are like the top of the management.
not only that, for
That's
him to
true.
rebuild the team and then still manage to do what he believes in, that's still another thing. Because if you look at the history itself, how many times he changed the team?
But
a lot of times.
Ferguson was famous for his flexibility.
Yeah.
And right now Amorim
I thought-
is famous for inflexibility.
I think you talk about flexible managers. I think there are far a few that are flexible and successful. I think one of the other managers that we don't talk much about is Antonio Conte because we always think he's wedded to a tree at the back, but he's not. But that's not the case. And if you want to play a tree at the back, like what Amorim decides that he wants to do, then he needs the player for it. And clearly, Menu is not cut out for it.
Not cut out for it.
For Conte's case, right, he is a little bit like Mourinho, 3-year manager.
He's a very but give credit to Conte where it's due. He he is versatile enough to the point that he can win things with a win now team. That's very different.
Yeah, I mean,
You
he can bring
give,
success right now, but he cannot give you sustained
but
success over a period of time.
that's another story. But you know, he is that type of manager. You know what you're getting out of him.
Sustained
Correct.
success is something like it's not often that you can find it anymore.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen often enough.
Ferguson is like probably the most famous
The
of them.
best example of-
27 years was it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Incredible.
and the thing is, we're also moving into another era of football right now where it's very data driven. It's
And
very
it's very
stats
fast
driven.
paced. It's very fast paced as well because of this.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, now when you watch a game in the 60s and 70s, and you're asking, why are they running so slow? Why is the tempo so much lower?
Mhm.
That is what is happening. It's not like what it was. And because of how the whole game is changing, how the how the way they look at the game is changing, it's only going to be very different from what it was.
Yeah, but you can't always look at stats and say, "Oh, I test or stats or anything." There is a balance. I feel like where it
Oh,
comes.
talking about stats. So the other day I was looking at Wrexham and QPR. I
Uh,
was laughing at the stats because Wrexham has so much possession, more shots on target, but they still lost 3-1.
oh yeah,
So yeah,
the
stats is not
stats. I think
everything.
the stats also show that United had more possession of the ball than Manchester City at the end of the game. That's quite damning, actually.
But what good is but the thing is, what good is possession if you do nothing about it?
The
What good
most
is
famous example of
beating
possession failing is I'll bring you back, guys, back through a memory lane. I think it was like 2011-12, Barcelona versus Celtic. Celtic won with a goal from young Tony Watt back then. With
oh yeah, I remember that.
11% possession.
11%
Barcelona
possession.
had 89, and they still lost. So it's about putting the ball in the net at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The
And the
only
other thing
stat
I
that
wanted to say
matters. The only stat
is
that
the
matters.
ball you put in the net. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how
yeah.
close you are, how many times you
It
hit the
is a
post.
results-based business like football. Everyone knows that, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many corners you have, how much possession you hold. Doesn't matter how many times you hit the ball against the bar. You
Sometimes
come
stats
close to
don't
it. You don't
paint a
score, you don't
horrible
win.
picture because Emery I think has 31 points on 31 games. That is horrible. That is like that basically says that you've been, even if you didn't win every game, you drew every game. 31 in 31. That is nasty to look at.
That is bad. Yeah. Anyway,
And that is only in the Premier League. Yeah. So
let's move on from Amarim. Let's talk about the Isak transfer, and then maybe we can wrap.
Oh my god, the Isak transfer. That one is messy.
yeah, the Isaac
Yeah.
transfer. That's the okay.
It's
Let's
very
close up with
So
this.
I've seen a few sources about how the whole thing panned out. I was actually joking with Chris that Swedish strikers all seem to love to throw their toys out of the pram before a big move,
Yeah,
because your
because
friends
they got the
did
toys from
something similar.
IKEA. They got the toys from IKEA.
Because
They
your friends
threw
also
them
did
out.
something similar. So yeah, I mean, yes, it was messy, it was ugly, but I would say for Isak's transfer case, I think Eddie Howe came up with a lot of credit. I mean, they eventually got the players that they wanted, even though they got rejected 8 times in the window for their targets, which was really really stinging. And I felt that as much as the window was tough for Newcastle, I think they came up with a lot of credit in the bank.
Yeah. Isak, I think price tag wise gonna be weighing on him, and I think he got injury scare against Atleti. Almost came up injured. That turns out it was just a bit of scare, and then he was okay to run it off. 130 million was it?
I think inclusive of all the bonus.
130. He has the price tag is gonna weigh on him for the rest of his career if he doesn't do well. Because Liverpool splashed the cash to sign possibly second best attacker to Mohamed Salah in the past 3
Okay.
seasons.
The thing about Isak is that I feel he is at the crossroad of his career, whereby this move is going to make or break his career.
Okay.
I mean, we've seen him develop from Dortmund to La Real or Real Sociedad, and also now to Newcastle, and then now this move to Liverpool. we've seen him go from an inconsistent wide attacker at times to a centre forward that is, I would say, maybe one of the best in the world at the moment based on the stats and the goals that he scored. The question is, can he come up to speed in the febrile environment like Anfield if Liverpool's not playing well? I mean,
think
right now,
how many goals do you think he'll
right,
score this season?
no, my question is how long will he take before he actually hits the ground running? Because keep in mind,
I don't think he will
he
even hit
didn't
the
have a
ground running.
preseason. He
Nah.
didn't have a proper preseason.
I expect him to you know Salah's going off to AFCON, right? This season. I expect him to step up during that. If he doesn't, then
AFCON is going to be a big factor to Liverpool season because they are so reliant on Mohamed Salah recently, to the point that he's getting on the clutch goals. I feel
he's not been playing well though. This season very poor.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't.
Very poor in every game except the Atleti game.
And looking at Liverpool playing right now with Zabozala at right back, that is not the solution.
It's a short-term fix, basically.
That is not a solution. If you're putting Zabozala there to play that passes that Trent Alexander-Arnold will give you, I don't think that will work. I mean, right now it's working.
Salah's input will also go down because Salah used to get passes from Trent directly. Now Trent is gone.
Yeah. Yep. So the question is, where is that ball going to come from? And talking about Liverpool and their current way of playing, it's not sustainable. In terms of grinding the results out, they're going to start dropping more points. They're going to have more draws than wins after a while. So for Liverpool, as long as they can get those victories right now, they need to really go for it. That's how I look at it. Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes when they talk about mentality, I feel like sometimes there is an element of luck.
I can tell you as long as there is always that chance of there's always that chance of things happening within a 90-minute game. I mean, they always say that the ball is round, right? Very cliche, but it's true. How you make use of the ball, what you do with the ball, ultimately it is the result that counts. So luck is one factor in the whole thing because we have seen the closest of calls change games before, and it always happens.
Was it John Stones' clearance? I think a couple seasons ago that one City the title by 1 point. I think so.
Yeah, it's the closest of games, and really, is that close? And really, the thing is, and the other thing that I also want to bring up about moving away from the Isak transfer is how bad the promoted teams have been for the last 2 to 3 seasons, whereby those teams coming up have all gone down. Do you think this is the trend that will continue?
This season is different. It feels like this season they may have early days, but we'll come mid-season. I think this season they are way more equipped. They probably looked at what was happening last year and decided to base their transfers and their prep work for this season. Like right now, I think none of them are in the bottom 3, so that's a good start. Right, the Burnley is just above. I think was it 17 right now. Leeds just above as well, but I mean it's only 4 games, but none of them are in the bottom 3 right now. So that's the important thing. What should be worrying is Aston Villa, the only team to not score a single goal in the Premier League. They are 0-0 right now, after 4 games, so it's rough for Aston Villa right now. Not the best transfer window as well. One of the worst actually. Right.
I think for Aston Villa's case, it's going to be more towards the point whereby they will need to hit their strike sooner rather than later. This is not expected from Villa because you would expect a team like Villa to actually be getting the points because of the talent that they have in the team. I mean, you look across the board. You have Jadon Sancho on loan from Man. I think he will make an impact. I think he's due to make an impact, to be very honest. After bouncing around a few time round already between other clubs, going to Dortmund, going to I think Chelsea last season. I think he's due to make an impact in the Premier League, probably with Villa. Morgan Rogers as well. I think players like him you would expect to step up and do more this season. I think it's been a really quiet and disappointing start for Aston Villa because of the uncertainty to Emiliano Martinez as well. But wow, Martinez really came up big last week against Everton, and I think things will only get better from there.
The problem is up top. Like Villa's problem is up top though. Ollie Watkins misfiring. 0 from 4.
Yeah, very surprising.
I
Well,
think
if you look at the lack of past seasons itself, right, you can see is that Villa always started slow. And then after that,
this is not acceptable to not score a single time in the 4 games. Like if they draw or lose the next game without scoring again, it's 5. And I think it will be probably one of the longest runs ever from the beginning of the season to not like scoring a single goal. Oh, rough. But this week's fixtures are really good though. What do you guys think? Apart from the ones that we talked about already, the big ones. There's also the Merseyside derby, which is the early kickoff on Saturday.
Yeah, we have Everton against Liverpool.
Do we think that Jack Grealish?
Infield? Yeah, infield.
Do you think that Jack Grealish, Dewsbury Hall, and Ilman and Jai will do something against?
Oh, this Liverpool defense for sure. I don't care if Van Dijk is there. They've been spilling goals every single game, except the Burnley one because Burnley didn't try.
Grealish is in right now. It's possible.
I think Grealish is.
Alright, he's up against Kirkes, or is it Szoboszlai?
No, Grealish is up against Szoboszlai.
Oh, he will give Szoboszlai something to think about, sure.
Kirkes is going against Ilman and Jai, which is going to be very fun also.
Oh, and Jai is not bad so far this season. Yeah.
And Jai is having a really, really good start to the season. Yeah, I wanted to watch the Everton game last week because I wanted to see how they will perform against Villa.
There are a couple of
Everton. Everton is still finding their way, I would say.
No, because
but really, Everton needs a striker. Beto is not good enough.
Grealish was player of the month right last season as well.
Yeah.
Yes, last month.
So he wants to build on it as well for sure. Going forward, there are a couple of London derbies as well based on what I've seen. Fulham, Brentford, I think West Ham Palace as well. London derbies.
Palace. I think Palace will get their win against West Ham. West Ham has been utterly terrible. I think
given a free win by Nuno.
Yeah. I think the other game to really look out for is the Wolves and Leeds. Both teams are not really having a very good run at the moment.
Wolves are going
This
down.
is going to be this is literally a 6-pointer game.
Wolves are going down.
Spurs and Brighton is going to be an interesting game as well. I think the way Brighton is shaping up, they are looking very, very interesting. Spurs, because we have Xavi Simon there right now. So I'd like to see how they would, and of course, I think they also got, who was it this side? On loan on the deadline day, Spurs?
Who was
Spurs.
that player?
On loan.
Yeah, they signed someone. I forgot his name. It's a French forward. It's not Nkunku. Who's the other guy? I forgot his name right now.
Oh, Martin Tels. No, Tels is the one.
No, they bought Tels.
50 million.
They got Tels. They signed Tels permanently after last year's loan. Wait, hold on. Let me do a quick Google check.
Kolo Muani.
Yes, Kolo Muani.
Randall Kolo Muani.
Yeah.
From PSG. Yeah.
But then again, looking at how bad they were playing against Villarreal.
Hey, they still got the result. I mean, you can't doubt Thomas Frank based on that, yeah.
I don't doubt Thomas Frank based on that, but seeing how they scraped by Villarreal during the midweek, it's gonna be a very interesting game. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Okay. For sure, interesting matches coming up this week. And which other thing we will? Oh yeah.
Is there anything else before we wrap this before we wrap our first podcast? Inaugural podcast.
Aguero.
Aguero. What is wrong with you, Aguero?
He has not forgotten his Aguero moments. Yes.
It still burns me.
All right. Okay, listeners. The Aguero moment we will share with you in more details in the next few podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, There will be a time where we will talk about more of the casual stuff. Like this this week, I think probably one of the biggest weeks for like big games, derbies, and all that. So yeah, fantastic match week to look forward to. I feel like this week is quite pivotal as well, with the Arsenal City game being up there. United playing Chelsea as well. If Chelsea end up like how they played against Bayern, they're dead. They are done. Right, yeah. Harry Kane played really well that game.
Harry Kane was insanely well. Good player.
Yeah, he's any chance of him coming back to the Premier League? Do you guys think?
I don't think so. If he's
Good question. I think he'll probably want to come back to Spurs to end his career. Noting from all his
But Premier League
interviews that
record
he's given.
out of reach.
I don't know.
I think he's on 213 right now. He's 47 away. He needs at least 2 seasons, probably.
he's gonna stay there for at least another few seasons at most. And then once he about to retire, probably he'll come back for one last hurrah, I guess.
I feel like there's one way for him to come back next season, is if he wins the Champions League with Bayern. Because then he won everything, right? If he win everything, then it's time for him to seek the next goal, which is probably to break Alan Shearer's phenomenal record. Yeah.
He's close to.
Yeah.
He's close to beating it. But we'll see. I guess he's enjoying his football there, so at Germany. So I think he's gonna.
We'll see. We'll see for sure. Like the big headline game are clearly the United and the Arsenal game. So yeah, we will probably a lot to talk about next week for sure. Like so that's all from me. Bye from me.
Yeah.
And for me as well.
Have a great match weekend coming up this week. Enjoy yourselves and take care, everybody. Thank you for taking your time out to listen to our mini ramblings and knowledge and insights, I guess.
Yeah. We got more for the next one, and then we can.
For any parting words?
Any last words for you guys?
Yeah, bye.
You guys, from you? I'm done. How about you, Sai?
That's all good for me.
Okay, let's go. Bye.
Bye.